work. But if
And
people
then
are
we're gonna have
here,
one attendee.
It's
we're gonna what?
happening.
Yeah,
We're gonna have one attendee. Whoop, whoop, other than
yeah,
our
or three. It'll be us, right?
yeah.
But welcome everybody. In
Yeah.
Australia, it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. In most of the world, it is not Valentine's Day. It's the eve of Valentine's Day. But thank you for joining us. I'm really excited to kind of, dive into today because none of us are really into this commercialized version of Valentine's Day. Okay, we are live. Sorry, I'm just looking on LinkedIn. Cool. Hey, this is cool. On LinkedIn, on your banner, it comes up with the live video. Have you seen that before?
No.
Go to my LinkedIn profile. Sorry, everybody. And it should have the live video playing in the background. This is fucking hilarious. Excuse the language. Sorry,
Real life discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Real life.
And like, does somebody have cool elevator music going on in the background? Cause
yes, that's what happened while you went to get your coffee, Virginia.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm bad.
much-
I love it.
It's got this vibe going. So anyway, if you're cool with that, let's do it.
I was just looking at my browser, like, oh my god, I left my music on right before.
That is a little bit funny.
It's Rosie.
It's me. All right, cool. That's all working. I feel like I'm still waking up, but I'm so grateful. Yeah. I'm so grateful to have you both here. So yeah, how do we want to kick things off? Because I'm not really sure what direction we should take this. We've got a couple of ideas of what we want to cover, but where do you want to start? I feel like this is a big topic.
Should we share our quotes that we brought about love and stuff?
I'm going to pause this music. My brain is now getting distracted.
Like I'm inside of a yoga video.
Yeah. I felt too much pressure. Okay, so yeah, we've all kind of. Oh yeah, I kind of wanted to sit outside and do this live stream. It's sunny and there's gum trees and birds. But my Wi-Fi.
Rosie.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Dark.
Come on over.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's winter. That's beautiful here. But my Wi-Fi didn't reach, so I'm sorry. I can't make you jealous.
Next time.
Who wants to start with their little
Natasha's here.
Natasha.
Hey, welcome.
Interrupting the love. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, how very dare you?
I know.
I choose Virginia.
Virginia's going first. Woohoo.
Because I ran and got my coffee in 47 seconds.
I'm just going to be that person.
All right, so this is our quote.
Yeah.
Okay. I found two and I couldn't decide. So in good Virginia fashion, I'm bringing two to the table. And
I like it.
Something. Yeah. All right. So, and then do you want me to explain after I share the quotes why these mean something?
Yeah. Yeah, let's just dive in and chat about it. So
cool.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Love this one. So, and we can always put them in the comments too after the event or your techie, Rosie, so you can figure that stuff out. But do not put out your fire because someone else doesn't understand your flame. I like that one.
Hang on. Say it again. I'm going to put it up on here.
Oh, see, you're so good. All right. Do not put out your fire because someone else doesn't understand your flame.
That's so good. So tell us, what does that mean to you?
So this one means to me, especially for those of us who are independent and we show up in this world that doesn't understand us. Shit, half the time we don't even understand us till we're showing up in the moment. And I think there's so many ways a flame can be. Actually, Rosie, I think you and I talked about this recently. It can be embers. It can be a bonfire. It can just hang out, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's just different ways of existing. And just because nobody gets how you're going to friggin' exist doesn't mean you need to put the flame out. You know what I mean? We can't snuff ourselves out. And then this one is kind of related, sort of. Oh, it's kind of a fire theme. You'll get it. I'm a happy accident with meditation. Okay, so this one I've shared on LinkedIn before, and I adore it. There's actually going to be a workshop around it. So, don't fashion me into a maiden that needs saving from a dragon. I am the dragon, and I will keep you whole.
Love that. I love that.
So if we take the kind of gendering maiden thing out of there, it's like, don't fashion me into someone that needs saving from a dragon. I am the dragon. I will eat you whole. So like, what I love about these two quotes is the fact that, and this is so deep and it's probably part of our conversation in some way, shape, or form, but there's so many times where we people please, we lose ourselves over the years in our jobs. Damn right, Natasha. Yes, as a book dragon, we're here for it. I love seeing the comments, by the way. Sometimes I don't, so this is awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing them, but thank you. You've put me on track. There's the comment. Natasha, you're awesome. And think about what love means to you, Natasha, while we're talking.
Yeah, so it's just like, there's so many times where I was the mouse in life, right? For decades, literally friggin' decades, whilst there's this inner dragon on the inside that will eat someone whole, right? And it felt like such, is dichotomy the right word, or this binary existence, right? And it felt so stifling. So that's why I love these quotes, because this is how Virginia's living life and work and business these days after the last few years. But it took some time. So homework, darn, don't doubt I like you. Yeah. So I mean, really, this is a lifelong practice, but this is why I wanted to show it, because other than our love letters to each other, I was like, what does love mean to me? And anymore, it's not selfish self-love, but it's we have to start here and then we can work out. So that's why I brought them to the table today.
I like it.
I love that so much.
Your first one too, like, don't put out your flame, because somebody out there will need your warmth. Yes. Like there's somebody out there that like literally your warmth is what they need. You know?
So well said. Yes.
Yeah, very true.
There was like a bird that was really into that too. Is that on your end?
I think it's Rosie's. It's not
Rosie.
Sorry. Yeah. Lots of birds here.
I love it. The birds are just like, good point. Silva.
Awesome. I like it. Virginia.
Silva, I'm volunteering you next.
I accept. So get ready to type, because this one is not.
Oh, crap. All right.
I know.
I'm too tired for this. Let's go.
Maybe I can put it in the private chat afterwards.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah,
you
copy
can, like,
paste. That's a very good idea. Yes.
So
then I can listen.
The quote is, love is the ultimate outlaw. It just won't adhere to any rules. The most any of us can do is to sign on as its accomplice. Instead of vowing to honor and obey, maybe we should swear to aid and abet. That would mean that security is out of the question. The words make and stay become inappropriate. My love for you has no strings attached. I love you for free. This is from a book by one of my favorite authors, Tom Robbins. Crazy ass Tom Robbins, from Still Life with Woodpecker. And I really love it because it just challenges the whole idea that someone is yours, because it's always like a choice. Love is a choice in a lot of ways. It's choosing to like be patient and put in the work and love the whole person. It's not like this quick fix thing that we've gotten used to. It's like a deeper, wilder, less predictable version of love.
Yeah. I love that.
It's legit.
I like that you would aid and abet love instead of obey.
Yeah, right? What's that about? Yeah.
Because, they always say, like, all you need is love. But not like the fuzzy commercial kind, like this kind,
The gritty kind of real, raw,
Mhm.
So I see that also Natasha put up a quote.
Oh, thank you, Natasha. I don't have to go yet. I have done my homework on this. Okay, so Natasha says, love involves truth, courage, kindness, and a good dose of badassness, because to be able to love ourselves and others, we need to be willing to embrace the whole human experience and hold space and stand in our power of truth. That got long-winded, but I love it.
Nice.
Virginia's sending
love
me
it.
one of her quotes.
And I'm typing mine too. So if you see me looking down, I'm not like
this feels
on
like
Instagram.
Yeah. Here we go. I can hear typing keys. I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Okay, take your time.
The stream. Thanks for bearing with us, Natasha, and anyone else who's brave enough to be here. So mine, my quote, I guess, is not from, poetry or romantic in that way, but as people who know me will know, I'm obsessed with Brene Brown, and I've been kind of rereading Atlas of the Heart lately, and it goes through all emotions, right? And I'll just read a little bit of what she has to say about love, because it resonates for me, so I'm curious if it does for other people as well. So, we cultivate love when we allow our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and known, and when we honor the spiritual connection that grows from that offering with trust, respect, kindness, and affection. Love is not something we give or get. It is something that we nurture and grow, a connection that can be cultivated between two people only when it exists within each of them. We can love others only as much as we love ourselves.
No.
I mean, how does that resonate when part of the quote is love is not something we give or get, it's something we nurture and grow. What do you think?
It's not like it's something that like we all of a sudden create. Like, here, I'm a little human. I just made love. Well, making love.
Let's not go there.
But
grow up, guys. No, I started
so weird. Anyway, let's say. It's like more of something that flows through life, right? And so you jump in the flow or not.
Yeah, it is a flow. But it's interesting you say it's not something you just make.
Sometimes you
do. Right, but that's like a whole other thing, because that doesn't have to be you try not
very
to laugh.
Serious.
Doesn't have to be where am I going? So distracted by the giggling. But making love isn't always about love, right?
Yeah.
It's a different thing. But back to, we don't make love. I think the commercialization of Valentine's Day, it kind of says we do. It's like, hey, I'm going to win you over with roses and chocolates and take you out on a fancy date. It's like, well, okay,
just
that
this
could be
one
nice.
day of the year too,
Yeah. Why one day? I think
everybody should get their own day. Like, yours is November 22nd. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to copy your quote, Scylla.
It's so long. I'm sorry.
Yeah, how dare you? I'm wondering if there's a character limit on this. Yeah, you dare. Back to this commercialization thing, right? No, I can't paste your quote. I'm sorry, it's too long. Damn it. I can put it in the comments later. There's something I was thinking about, being part of the LGBTQIA community. We're already against the norm. But Valentine's Day, the way it is conveyed in mainstream society is very heteronormative, I think. It's very much about the guy wooing the girl. And I mean, I don't know. Have you ever seen, I'm trying to think of an example where the female is actually, or whoever, just someone else doing the grand gesture. Not that it has to be a grand gesture, right? Like, what? I don't even know where I'm going, but it is so non-inclusive and it's not diverse, the way love and Valentine's Day is portrayed in the media.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I could see that. It's up to us to change it then.
Right.
Boom.
So what should Valentine's Day be? If you could control that. Should there be a Valentine's Day?
I mean, I like the idea of, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing that we have a day that honors love.
Mm.
The problem is that it's just become more about money than love, obviously.
Mhm.
And more about like things. I mean, and things can't, it's not like you can't give somebody a gift and it is meaningful, you know?
Right.
It's just maybe it's like the cookie cutter version of love.
Mm-hmm.
Like that it has to look the same for everyone on the same day, and you do
Yeah.
dinner and a movie, you know.
Mm.
I like it so much more when it's like spontaneous
Yeah.
and surprising.
Yeah.
It takes the surprise out of it.
Yeah. That's true.
Like
So,
for whatever kind of couple, whoever you are, it takes this kind of like surprise out of it.
Yeah. Natasha says, I look at Valentine's Day as an opportunity to celebrate. Always good to embrace those. But it's on us to decide how we show up and what we make of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you can also have a Valentine's Day too and just make it different and make it what you want it to be.
Right. And you don't have to be in a romantic relationship. Can I just say that? To celebrate Valentine's Day. What about the single people out there? I don't know. Like, I think
All the single ladies, all the single ladies.
that's
All the single ladies.
put your hands up.
Best luck ever. Well, and I think like if I can jump in real quick, I think you know the song speaking of singing on a live. Oh yeah, Natasha, well said. Yeah, well said. I think that the song that came to mind is Flowers by Miley Cyrus, which was introduced to me like a year ago, and I'm so behind the times anyway. But let's be honest. But Flowers, like one, I mean, it's yes, she sings of flowers and all these different things. Watch the video or listen to the song. But I think like if we have the resources or the means, wouldn't it be cool if we bought our own selves flowers, chocolates, all
I
of it,
do that.
diamonds?
Oh, that's awesome.
Case in point. Case in point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially in winter, like you have flowers in your house and it like changes your freaking life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's really important. I also second what you're saying is I feel like I talked with one of you about this recently, but it's like or maybe all three of us when we were talking about this topic today. But I think it's interesting because Valentine's for me, my ego is like, oh chocolates, oh flowers, oh all of it, oh a special day. But then my real spiritual wise woman, non-gendered, soul side is just like, how about every day is Valentine's Day for us, individually, for one another? And it doesn't, I mean, you know what? There's some couples or folks or groups out there, even doing the damn dishes is a gift, right? So, like, it doesn't, I guess the other thing is grand gestures, like you were saying, Natasha, it doesn't have to be diamonds. It doesn't have to be, like, what is love, right? What does that look like? And that's a whole deep topic. But I think, like, why not the other 364 days out of the year showing genuine, authentic self-love and love with anybody, kindness goes a long way. So just my 2 cents.
This is such a deep topic. I'm just sitting here like absorbing everything both of you are saying because I don't think it's spoken about enough. You think about the movies, mainstream movies and rom-coms and whatever, and the way love is portrayed in that. It's usually boy meets girl, they fall in love and they have this magical fairy tale, whatever. There's an argument, and then the guy chases after the girl at the airport, and there's a happy ending, whatever.
The dramatic happy ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I think that's kind of where it all went wrong, and originally in Western culture, at least, like it all started with us like somehow subconsciously expecting that there would be this like fairy tale thing happening.
mm-hmm,
And like real life is a lot different than that,
mm-hmm,
and like the perfect person for you probably doesn't look like Prince Charming, or doesn't have to. Princess Charming, whatever,
yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we just have such a narrow view of what it should be like, even like subconsciously, like without, because
Right.
we were raised in this culture,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Disney culture.
Yeah. And I
I
think
love
it's
fairy tales so much,
right.
but
Yeah.
the actual fairy tales are like dark and creepy,
It's
like
true.
actually they are. They're like really kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But I love them because they see actually the original fairy tales like Grimm and stuff, before they were like kind of polished. They have like hard lessons and tragedy and sadness and darkness and also happiness. They have all the aspects,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like the love is an easy side.
Right. And I was going to say that because it's always just the upside and woohoo. But I, last time I was in a relationship, I remember saying to my partner, like, it was both the best experience I ever had, but also the most difficult. And she was kind of offended by that. And I'm like, come on, get real. Like, this isn't easy. Well, I don't think it is. Like, am I alone on that?
No, it's not. Well, it's not a bad thing either, because if it was easy, would you ever be forced to like grow and try new things and try and overcome, this thing that really annoys you about your partner, but then everything else you really like, like how it's like being in a relationship is like learning, if you do it right, maybe to tolerate people, to like accept people, and to like, that's what our world really needs. It's just like us looking at the other person, whoever they are, and being like, you are totally imperfect and fucked up just like me. You're driving me insane also, by the way.
Yeah.
But like, you have a lot of stuff going on, just like I have a lot of stuff going on, and like I'm gonna love you anyways. And I'm gonna extend that like loving carpet for you to walk on, and like we don't get to that. It just stops somewhere in between you and me. I don't know if I'm being clear, but
No, yeah, it's true. And to Natasha's comment, which builds on what you were saying, Silva, she's saying it's normal. Any deep relationship has its challenges.
absolutely.
Deep relationship. We're not talking about this surface level stuff, but a deep relationship, which to me is connection with the other person. And you respect who they are as a person. You allow each other to have a voice. You are not going to agree on everything. And I think if you do, that's almost a red flag. Like, are you actually being honest with each other? I think, of course, you're going to have things in common. And your values are probably similar if you're in, well, I was going to say romantic relationship, but any kind of relationship. We're drawn to people and we get on so well with people who have similar values. Like us three, we wouldn't continue to stay in touch and do these lives and message each other on Voxer if we didn't have similar worldviews. Like, I'd just be like, whatever, like, you're annoying.
Get out of my face.
Exactly, yeah.
Hello, we're humans. Yeah,
right.
Like I said.
Yeah,
we have to have patience with each other. That's I think the other thing that goes hand in hand with love is patience.
Yeah.
And that's like really what the world is missing at this point, is patience. Because imagine so many of the things, the problems that we run into, the things that frustrate us, the things that make us anxious. It's because we're like waiting for something to happen, like, and if we could just kind of be patient and let things play out, and also with our partners too, you know, just be patient with them if you can. Hard.
It can
It's
be
very
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
Patience is a really tough skill to learn. You could just live in Italy if you want. That'll make you really patient.
I'd probably really struggle.
But to me, love and patience are like partners themselves.
Yeah, and to actually hear each other, not just someone talks and then, I don't know. It's I'm thinking of when you might have an argument or a disagreement and no one's listening to each other. You're just like throwing words at each other and it's going in circles because you're not truly listening.
What do you guys do in situations like that when it feels like you're just not getting anywhere? Because everybody's been there.
I used to,
or not.
Yeah, to be totally like just upfront. In the past, like me, maybe 10 years ago, I'd just fire up and it would just turn into this screaming match, right? Which is not productive. You know, even when you love someone, you can hurt someone.
Yeah.
You know, but I think as I've grown, you become more aware, and the reason you're arguing, it could be something as simple as doing the dishes. It is not about doing the dishes. There's something else going on. And it's about just taking a breath and going, okay, what is going on here? And it could be, you know what, acts of service are really important to me. And when you don't do the dishes, it makes me feel like whatever, you know, which might sound silly, but it does go down to that level. You need to be across what love means to the other person and what's important to them. Some people don't care about acts of service. They care more about quality time, or they might care about both. And getting that balance right, I think, is important. So when you're arguing, I think if it's getting too heated, you probably need to take a beat. Like, hey, I really want to work through this, but I think we're really both heightened right now. I think we need to take a beat and then let's circle back. I think that's been a big thing for me. I always used to think we've got to sort it out right here, right now. But sometimes emotions are too high to be able to do that.
Definitely have to be able to come back though, because if you both kind of like and then never resolve it. I had a past relationship where it was like that, and like we aren't together anymore. So that wasn't the only problem, but that was definitely a problem for sure. Yeah. Nothing was ever resolved.
Right. Yeah. And then it just sort of festers and you resent each other. And if you're not able to have these difficult conversations in any sort of relationship, I think that's of concern, right? And then you need to think about, okay, do I want this relationship moving forward? In which case we do need to have the hard conversations. We need to grow as people. Or if you go, actually, you know what? I don't know why I'm maintaining this relationship. You're just frustrating. I don't care about you. You don't align with, like, what are we doing here? Let's just cut ties.
And that happens too. Sometimes you just, like, you always hope that you'll grow together, right? But sometimes it's like this.
Right.
Never back up to this, you know? And that's okay.
Right.
Even like putting up when you get to that point can be an act of love.
Right.
You know? Like loving the other person enough, even if like you realize that it's the end or whatever, to say like, I want the best for you and it's not what we have now.
Right. Yeah. Very true.
What do you do, Virginia?
I try to not say what?
I'm putting you on the spot.
No, I was sitting there thinking about it. So the old Virginia would have like stonewalled and shut down because now, to be fair, I did not have good examples of relationship building, maintaining growing up at all. So we learn from those foundations, right, of relationships that we witness. And so it took a long time few degrees or whatever certifications. And for the record, even when you're a clinician or a social worker, counselor, you don't do it right. So I'm just putting that out there for my fellow professionals. It's okay. We don't do it right. Fellow healers and service folk. But the reality is it took a lot of time to look in the mirror and say, do I really want to shut down? Do I really want to stonewall? Do I really want to just hope it all goes away or gets better? And this isn't just, currently, but just in general, in relationships at work, in relationships romantically or platonically and all that. So like the one thing I've recognized is my triggers, and this is being very authentic, my triggers are like, if I don't feel heard, like deeply heard, I get furious is one of a good descriptor, but really it hurts. It really friggin' hurts. And then I get sassy and I go, fine, if you're not going to listen, I'm going to go do my own thing, right? And usually I'm so emotional by then, I literally have to physically get the stress out. And so there's times, I remember an old job. Oh my God, it was such a bad day. I don't know what happened. I was so pissed. I went outside and started working on a retaining wall. I was just like so mad. And my
have a retaining wall to work on.
I know. Yeah, and I'm not the engineer in my relationship, so I'm walking out there, I'm digging with the shovel, and I'm not big, but I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. I'm so pissed. My human walks out and they're the engineer, and they're like, and they knew I was so furious that they shouldn't try to fix it right then. And then they ended up finishing the whole thing for months, or weeks or whatever. And so that was handy. But I've noticed, like, when I get so pent up and emotional, call it the cancer, astrology or whatever, stress, I can't talk right then. But what's been safe in my relationships is saying I cannot communicate, even though I can articulate beautifully in other moments of life. But like I'm so pent up, it won't come out right. And we've all talked about this. When I like stop swearing and get all Charles Dickens, shit is real. Like, it is about to be real. And I will never be able to take any of that back. I know it. So I'm going to go take 20 and build a really shitty wall, and I'm going to calm it down. And the other thing that I've noticed over the years that helps too is remembering the actual deep friendship there. Because when we have this romanticized Disney fairyland tale in our heads, especially as women, because we need Prince Charming and all this shit, it's not real. It's not real at all. So I have found like nobody knows how to read your mind, even though you wish they could. Nobody knows how to show up for you perfectly because even we don't know how to show up for ourselves perfectly. So when you recognize that and say, what is the friendship here? Let's come back to friendship, which is literally active listening, showing up authentically, knowing when to take 10. What would you do with your best friend when they're pissing you off? You would do X, Y, Z things, right? So just because it's a romantic relationship or high level, like a work relationship or something, right? Where the outcome is needed at the time, remember the friendship. Remember who you are when you're seeing red. And doesn't mean you don't have the feels. Oh my God, you always have the feels. But show up, for you and for them, right? In the best ways. And you're never going to make it perfect. So that's where you learn how to say sorry.
I was just about to say that. We're not perfect. So take ownership of that. If you stuff up and you've kind of really hurt that person, acknowledge that and just say, say sorry. Be vulnerable in that way.
And it's uncomfortable,
it is.
because we grew up thinking that we are never supposed to make a mistake because a mistake is failure, and failure is like the end of the world, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I would have never done anything if I would have actually believed that, because of how much weight does that put on you, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Natasha says we're rightfully dismantling the damsel in distress trope role, but to do that fully, we also need to dismantle the Prince Charming, perfect mind reading partner concept too. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of breaking down of stereotypes, isn't there? And unlearning the social conditioning that we've all been exposed to.
And also realizing that some of us have more tools in our tool belt than other people do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like some of us have a higher capacity at this moment in time to be more emotionally mature. And that doesn't mean though that like the other person's level isn't valid. And it doesn't mean that the person with more tools shouldn't use them for both people, for the good of both people. You know, it's like if you're in like think of it as like you're in a classroom or something and one person has all the pens, another one doesn't have any pens. So what? They're just not going to write. They're just going to stare at you while you write. You know, you would share the pens and you would all write. You know, so if you're the ones with all the pens, then sometimes it can be freaking really like exhausting to be the one that seems like they're always kind of having to work on the other partner and kind of help them to evolve, but maybe there was somebody in the past that did that for you, or maybe there was a situation that really forced you to emotionally grow and they haven't been exposed to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can, there's, I don't know, like teaching opportunities for both of you too, learning and teaching and
absolutely. Yeah.
being curious, you know?
Curiosity is a huge thing because we've all had such different upbringings and different experiences. Something I've fallen into the trap before is assuming that the other person has the same beliefs as me. And
yeah,
or
assuming, you know what they say about assuming, right?
Oh yeah. No, what?
Out of you and me.
Yep. Yeah.
It's true. And it can cause arguments because you might find their behavior really offensive and they're like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
And so actually stopping and going, okay, why am I feeling this way? Why are we behaving this way? It's like, oh, because when I was a kid growing up, this is how my parents showed me love. And to me, this is how I convey love. And the other person might be like, oh.
What?
Yeah, huh? You've just blown my mind. What?
Yeah. Well, and can I speak to both of what y'all said? I think like we'll do it in reverse though. So Rosie, what you just said about, understanding, the different values that we have, the different roots, the different foundations we have, or frankly, in some families or caretaking situations, zero foundation and total instability. And so I think like the thing I want to say about that is, with any of us as individuals, there's 8 billion people on this planet. All of us think, feel, sense differently, right? Now, it's easy when you're in a logical, wise state of mind to be like, that doesn't compute and I'm okay with it. But when somebody does something to you and you're just like, that doesn't fucking compute and I am not okay with this, right? It's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different feeling. And so it's so much easier when we can just take a step back, whether we physically like start breathing, trying to root ourselves when we're all pent up. But I think that there are some things another human being or a group of beings, it will never compute. And that is the thing I've had to really come to terms with in life in general, the last couple years, I'd say, is like sometimes the person will never, or not right now, compute what the hell you're trying to say, period. And you can't control it anyway if they do.
You can't save everybody, right?
And just as much as they can't compute sometimes what we do, like we don't make sense to others. And so this is, now to spin off on what you were saying, Silva, is like, this is, I think, the key, not of vacuums or echo chambers, but the key of community. Because when Virginia's having a meltdown moment, you bet your ass I am boxering you two, as well as Natasha and a few other women and folks that I can be like, y'all, I don't know what's computing right now. I need a little bit of grounding. I need time. What's your insight on this? What are your thoughts? And I think like that really helps us feel so less alone when we get spun up in our ego about whatever love means, work means, service, all of these things, consumerism, capitalism, all of it. And so I think like I just wanted to support and reinforce what you were saying there, both of you, because it matters. It matters to not be alone in this big thing we call love or how we operate in the world. So that's my soapbox for a second. Thank you for letting me share that.
Or
Yeah.
showing up for each other is a form of love, you know?
Yeah.
Showing up for other people is love.
I agree.
You don't know what to do. You don't know what to say, you know? Just listening. Like, give it your presence. The gift of your presence is your love, too.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing I've really learned over time is, yeah, I just want to help people. So I want to fix it. I don't want them to feel pain. But that's fine. I acknowledge that, right? I have to be aware of that, because sometimes it's really disempowering for the other person when you're just trying to dive in and fix it. That actually might be hurtful for them, or they just want you to listen, like you were saying. So they just want to have a voice. They don't necessarily need your advice. Don't throw that on people.
Sometimes that's a good point, actually, right there. Sometimes, like, before I catch myself, sometimes when I'm about to, like, give somebody some advice, and I say, can I give you some advice? Just like a more loving way to see it, because maybe, like Rosie said, they're not in a space where they want to hear any sort of, maybe solutions make them even more stressed out, because they have to think about, how am I going to get that solution? Like, maybe, like, I think it's, like a becoming more aware of the dynamics when we're engaged with each other too.
Agreed. And this happened just recently. Like, Virginia and I were talking through something, and I said, do you want me to listen, or would you like my advice? Because what I say is going to be different, right? And it's just respecting each other, because my default is to jump in, give advice, like, oh my gosh, you were treated wrong or whatever. But it's important to ask the other person, what do you need right now? What does support look like for you?
I think Rosie said another really important word that I think is another partner of love, which is respect. Like, I don't know if there can be a whole lot of love without respect. What do you guys think?
Agreed. That's toxic if it's not.
Totally agree. And when we're in our spaces, relationships, partnerships, non-partnerships, platonic, all of that, safe spaces. Natasha, you're saying it.
That's right.
Ultimately, when we see respect dwindling or taking over time, I think that's really good data point. One, it might be because you're having a shit month, day, year, decade, whatever. There might be that. But there's also something where when respect starts to tank, and I'm not even talking about viciousness in communication. I'm not talking about what you said earlier, Rosie, about like maybe screaming and conflict and whatever. I'm talking about the respect with another being or a group or entity, just saying, I don't give a right. I don't care what you do anymore. And when we get to that point, I think it's really important, dare I say, to, lean into it and really unpack that. What's happening here? What's really going on? Because without respect, like, what do we got? You don't have empathy. You don't have, I mean, I'm cutting to the chase here without any, backing. But when we don't have that empathy or that deep, active, soulful listening and respect, like, what do you have? Big question. But what do you have? So,
yeah. And going
BCP.
Yeah.
You got to
know what it means to me. Right?
That was going to be a lot, so I didn't.
Yeah, it's different for everybody, and so we just need to listen. I think if we love somebody, we need to listen and respect what it is they need right now. What support do you need? If they're having a difficult time, how do you need me to show up for you right now? And they might be like, actually, I don't know, but can I get back to you on that?
That's true too.
Fact. Yep.
And here's Natasha's comment, being able to express yeah, when you need a hug, space, or even a snack, that's probably me, right? I get really grumpy
Hangry.
exactly. I get hangry. That is me. And, you know, my ex always used to say to me, like, if I was grouchy, she's like, Rosie, you need to eat. And I'd be like, I don't need to eat. And she'd just hand me food. And I'm like angrily scoffing it down. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'll be like, oh, you were right.
It happens.
I'm sorry for being an asshole.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just noticed it's like 15 minutes. Should we start reading some love whatevers that we wrote?
Yeah. And I'm going to put it out there, everybody, for LinkedIn. I've already told Silver and Virginia, I didn't get around to doing this. Life got busy. I was tired. Silver, you're like, oh, how can I tell you? You know, I felt comfortable enough with our relationship with one another to say, guys, I'm sorry, haven't done it.
Because the idea, for anybody that doesn't know, is that we were going to write each other Valentines and then read them on this.
Yeah, that's helpful context. Sorry,
on the this.
Yeah. But I guess, you know, for me, if I'm talking off the cuff, I am so grateful for both of you. You know, Silver, we met through a free podcasting challenge. You know, I was asking for guests. You and I happened to connect, and we've stayed connected because it felt right. And how long ago was that? Maybe a year or something, a bit less. Yeah.
Spring.
Yeah.
Maybe?
So almost a year. And it's just
I still have my broken hip.
So. Yeah. And it's just so cool how these things happen. And Virginia and I, we call each other our $5,000 friend because we met each other through a coaching program we both paid through our teeth for, and very soon discovered it was a business coaching program. We very soon discovered actually it didn't align with who we were, and we just connected. And I remember Virginia connecting with me for the first couple of times, and she was great, but I was kind of going through a difficult time, and I'd drop off the radar and not respond. But Virginia would just keep checking in. She just did not let up. And eventually I was just like, and I then stayed in touch through the difficult times, and I got so much support, right? And we've been friends now for years out of this shitty thing we paid too much money for. But to get you out of that was awesome. And Silver, whilst you're not a $5,000 friend, you are just as valuable, right?
I'm a $5 million friend. Little did you know.
There's not a price on love. There's really not. I don't think you can buy somebody's love. That's a load of bullshit.
Nope.
Yeah.
No. So that was very sweet, Rosie. Thank you.
Love you guys, even though I didn't prepare something in advance.
All right.
All good. Mm-hmm. You want to go next, Silver?
Sure.
You want me to go? Mm-hmm.
So, Rosie, roses are red, violets are blue. Is there anything Rosie can't do?
I love this.
I admire how you live your best van life, taking it all on, the goodness and the strife. Your strength is as real as your gentle spirit, and I love how if anyone gives you grief, you don't care to hear it. Happy Valentine's Day, dear Rosie.
Oh, thank you. And, you know, I love the balance of playfulness and is sincerity the right word? Just there's a beautiful balance there. So thank you so much. I feel warm and fuzzy inside.
That's the point. Okay. I've forgotten several times during this that this is actually live. So,
other people are listening.
Anyways, Virginia. Roses are red, violets are blue. Virginia is awesome. Isn't that true? She's as still as the rain that falls where she lives and has such a big heart that she just gives and gives. I admire how you live each day with open-minded acceptance. A bit of work, a bit of play, and a whole lot of magic. Happy Valentine's Day, dear Virginia.
Thank you. My God, you guys, we got to do a workshop in Italy. All meeting in the middle.
Come on over.
I know. Cannot wait. I know that's a fucking, long flight for you, Rosie, regardless. But it'd be so
I think we need to do one in Italy, one in Australia, and one in the
Let's do all
PN.
3. Yeah.
Done. Done. All right, so let's see. Where's my note? Okay, I was just writing it out. So my little, in bold, love letter to Silva. Oh, did I just delete that shit? Hold on.
Did you?
Oh, wait. I just scrolled and it went to a blank note.
Oh my God.
It's the impromptu. All right. And Natasha, zero pressure, but I guess if you'd like to write a love letter to any of us, you're more than welcome to.
Or anyone, really. Yeah.
Anyone.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Anybody. All the comments or whoever's seeing this recording,
We'll read it to your beloved for you.
Yes, absolutely. All right. My love letter to Silva. You've taught me the value of openness to changing paths while being true to who I am, even when it goes in the opposite direction or runs parallel to others in a zigzag manner. You truly embody how to embrace a perspective of see what happens seamlessly, and I adore it. You are the one unique podcast episode that threw my standard questions off, and I love that about you. So it was the best.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. Side PS, little addendum in my love note. Yeah. So all the scripts, all the, discussing pain points, all those things. Then Silva comes in like, I have no fears. I have no comfort zone. I just do shit. I'm like, oh, dang it. I need a new episode. It was the best.
I have fears. I just tell them to go the fuck away.
Nicely said. Yeah. Ain't no love for fears. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're like, I'm doing it anyway. That's
so funny, Virginia. I did not know that. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And my love letter to Rosie. So you, like Silva, have taught me the power of unturning. What? That's not right. My bedroom was dark. I was meditating. My bad.
How do you unturn? Like unturn.
You, like Silva, have taught me the power of blank, who I am, in a whole new way. And you've taught me the literal success of putting a middle finger icon in your copy is bravery, because it's you. And you look at the world and go, so what do I have to lose? AKA van life, right? I cherish you both. Now we're coming back together. I cherish you both and count you in my closest circle of walking authentically, healing, and showing up to make this world a better place. So much love to you both. And I am so grateful for you all. Like, so grateful. Mm-hmm. So
ditto.
Yeah.
Three people that have never met each other in person.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have just this like amazing little sounding board, support thing, experimentation. Let's see what happens in our own ways.
Yeah.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty impressive sometimes when you actually think about it.
I'm proud of us. Yeah.
We are awesome.
We've been through some shit.
Yeah, we have. Together, individually, all of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Natasha, sending you so much love. Thank you for joining us and being so generous with your time and your comments contributing to this. Yeah. Yeah, we're grateful to you. Yeah. And to the rest of LinkedIn, YouTube, whoever's tuning in, I guess take a moment and reflect what love means to you and maybe express that to some people in your life that you love, because believe it or not, they might not know how you're feeling.
Yeah, that's a good point.
True.
Never a bad time to tell somebody that you love them.
Yeah.
Virginia, if you could sum up love in 3 words, what would it be? What would they be?
That's a drop at the
What does
last.
love mean to you?
It's the
Let me think.
podcast host in you, right?
I know.
I know. Sometimes it just like comes out of you, and you're like, "What is this?" Also, I studied journalism, so I can't help it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Sorry.
I would say the things that come up real quick off the cuff, but I might edit them.
Don't think about it.
Let's throw it out there. You know what comes up to mind for me for love, like real deep love, is, and it might be because I'm writing my books, so spoiler alert, but like feralness, ferocity, and freedom. So when you love something so deep, including yourself, be feral. When you need to stand, protect yourself or that being or that group or community, be ferocious. And as long as you all have the freedom to be who you are with love and friendship, I think that's L, love. I think that's the big L. So triple F, babies, triple F. That's what I'm thinking. And Rosie froze. Another F. Frozie, come back to us. You're the facilitator. You're the tech person. Maybe Silva, what are your 3 words? Let's throw it back while she's unfreezing.
She looks very satisfied in her freeze, though.
Yeah,
she's like,
she looks chill. Yeah, like, this was a good live.
I would say adventure. I think love is like a big adventure. I would say that is hard. It's a hard question.
We lost her.
We lost her. She'll be back. She'll be
Okay,
back.
I'm putting in our private chat. I'm trying to take over. I said what? Feral, ferocity.
Ferocious or ferocity.
Yeah. And then yours are adventure, just in case we lose this whole thing.
Yeah. Adventure, I would say definitely adventure. Like experimentation.
Nice. Yeah.
And for some reason I want to say like rebelliousness.
Dig it.
Because love doesn't follow any rules,
Yeah. It never does. And it shouldn't, like you say, yeah.
So do you think Rosie's going to come back?
I have no idea. I don't know how to end
Australia.
Speaking, I could Voxer her or whatever the verb is. I'm going to text her. I'll be like, come back. How do we close this?
Sorry, everyone, for the technical difficulties.
That's all fine. We're going to adapt. This is being adventurous.
Look how creepy my face looks with my phone right now.
It's awesome. This will be for our Halloween episode, the Samhain episode. Okay, so adventure, rebelliousness. What's that final descriptor?
And experimentation.
Love it. Oh, Rosie's texting.
Oh.
She says, for anyone watching, my internet is being a blank. I can't get it to reconnect. No idea if it's still live or not. Natasha's still with us. If you both leave the studio, you should be good depending on the third-party streamer you're using. Ooh, Natasha? Rosie is the person here. No.
At this point, I think we probably, well, we can give Rosie a couple minutes to see if she surfaces again.
Mm-hmm.
And then if not, we can close her off.
Yeah, we could. We can just like end the thing. I don't know.
Love goes on forever, but this LinkedIn Live has to end.
Oh my God. Yes. And what's this? Oh my God. Elton John just came to mind. Like, can you feel the love tonight? Right? You know, everyone Spotify.
Yeah.
We can just. All right, Natasha, you're our follow-up tech person. You're using Restream. I see it. So if you just leave the back end, it should close. Okay.
All right. I think we should just not torture people anymore with our weirdness.
I know.
So-
if y'all want more, come back next month. That's how we operate around here.
Did you
But
just manage to make that kind of creepy?
say what?
Did you just manage to make that kind of creepy?
I know, maybe. You should do the glowing
Awesome.
face thing. Yeah, it'll be like double.
Anyways,
Everyone have a blessed Valentine's. If you celebrate, if you don't, totally cool. You're with us. Like, no shame, no judgment. But
we're
show
cool
your
with everything that you do as long as it involves love and the base.
I'm
It's a
back.
miracle.
I hope
You're
that
back.
was still streaming. Sorry, everybody. My satellite internet is just, I don't know, having a moment. So I'm hotspotting my
Fan
phone.
line.
Yeah, fan line.
Yeah, we were
Shit
actually
goes
just
wrong.
closing it out in a creepy fashion.
Yeah.
So, but you're back. So
I'm
let's
back.
close it out in creepy or non-creepy together.
On 3, love. No, I'm just kidding.
And break. Oh. Well, we got our 3 words. So I did my 3 Fs. Silva, you were adventurous, experimentation, and rebelliousness.
Oh,
Rosie,
I
what are
love
your
it.
3 words to close us out?
Off the cuff.
It was
Scrappy,
actually hard.
fierce, scrappy, fierce,
Mm.
challenging.
Ooh. True.
I feel like minions. Ooh. Or those little Toy Story. What'd you say? Scrappy, fierce, and what?
Challenging.
Yes. Thank you, Silva.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Yay. Well, that's it. That's it for love. That's it for love.
We loved having you all with us.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Virginia and Silva, for an awesome conversation. It's morning here for me, so my day has started right.
Awesome. Mine has ended right. I'm gonna go Netflix and chill now. So
Yeah. Beautiful.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm in the middle of my day, so we'll find out.
Rest.
Yes. Yeah.
lunch.
Yeah, lunch, right? That makes sense.
Book 2 editing, but maybe I could rest, eat some lunch, and then also edit book 2. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right,
Thank you,
everybody.
friends, for blessing my day. And thank you, Natasha, everyone watching this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And lovely.
Yeah. And we'll catch you all next time because there'll be more of these.
On the flip side.
I'll catch you on
Yes,
the
there
flip
will.
side.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.